Hi, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are doing fantastic. The conversation is starting again. I seen it a little bit. People been talking about it. I saw something on Twitter about this, and essentially has to do with elections and children. And the point here is that many of these politicians agree that we should lower the age to 16, primarily, obviously, the Democrats. And it has been, in the news, all that stuff. Nancy Pelosi had a couple interviews. She talked about it, all over the place, right? So I wanted to bring this to you guys. I know we have a lot of subscribers in the community that has been new. I talked about this quite some time ago, but I haven't talked about it in a while, and essentially really haven't changed my opinion at all. But before we get into that, check it out. If it's your first time, make sure you subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you could be notified. Share the videos. I appreciate when you guys share the video. Put them on Facebook. Put them all over wherever people put videos at. Right? Share them all over the place. If you want to support the channel, you can become a patron. There's going to be a link down below. That is the best way to support the channel as well. So I have issues with this. Really do, because is to me it's insane. To me it's ridiculous. To me does not even make sense, because the first thing I want to say is that children should be children. Do not rush your children. We're living in a society where we want to rush our children. I talk about this all the time. Your boys are, you know, 13 and oh, it's okay, he should have a girlfriend. Dude, chill out, man. It is time. There will be time for that. He's going to grow up, and at one point he's going to find a girl, right? We don't need to push our children to do things. It's like many people want their children to do things that adults do, and they're not adults. Let them be children. What is wrong with some of these people rushing their children to do adult things, right? To me, it's completely unnecessary. 16, let it be 16. I don't want to be worried about stupid political stuff at 16. I want to enjoy my life. I want to hang out with my friends. I want to play video games. I want to, I don't know, get my driver's license. I want to start planning my future. I don't want to be arguing Republicans versus Democrats. It's stupid. Let them be children. But no, the Democrats are pushing this because they really think that they could take advantage of our children. That's what they're doing. They want to eat their brains. Essentially, they want to brainwash them and get into a point where they are going to vote for them, because they know that as you grow up in life and you become, an intelligent dude, you educate yourself, you start working, you start paying your taxes, and you start doing all the things that big people do, right? They realize that we won't be okay with the radical belief. What is the radical belief? Apparently, it's okay to murder unborn babies. They don't care. They really don't. They don't care how old they are. It's fine. What was the guy from Virginia say? We will make the babies comfortable. We rip them out of the mom's belly and we're laying down there comfortable until he dies. Essentially, they're talking about executing children. That's insane. Literally insane. The radical belief are insane. They are justifying people murdering people and destroying our community. They fail to condemn them. They don't say no, we need law and order. They say no, it's okay. Pretty much. They literally having congressional meetings where they are defending people that are destroying our cities. Oh, there are peaceful protesters. Very peaceful when you see places burning down to the ground. Can't deny that. It's all over the internet. Oh, there's ones and twos. Everybody else is peaceful. Where's the peaceful one? Can't see it because it's so polluted by chaos and destruction. There may be some peaceful one, maybe 15%, maybe 20%. There's an 80% that is just completely destroying our community. They're already requesting millions upon millions of dollars to the federal government so they could rebuild their town. Again, as you grow up in life, you see in this, you see the fact that they are pushing for gun control. So they not only support people from destroying our community, they want the law-abiding citizens not to have guns. I mean, their policies are completely chaotic and issues everywhere. They hate God. I mean, you have California banning people from worshiping the Lord. You can't worship the Lord because if you sing, the particles out of your mouth is going to spread COVID-19. Nonsense. Already in a place that you are following social distance, that you're following minimum personnel inside that building, that you're wearing a face mask, but you want to continue with all this stupid regulation and all this crazy regulations to make it hard. The intent is not to stop you from spreading COVID-19. The intent is to stop you from glorifying our Father in heaven. It has to be, because it doesn't make sense. You're already following so many regulations that it's ridiculous. So they want to keep pushing it. Why? Because they want to stop you from knowing about the Lord. It has to be. I don't see anything else in there. So again, their policies are completely nonsense. But now we're talking about voting for the president of the United States. And they want to take our children and brainwash your mind by promise them all these free things, right? We give you free this, free that, free this. We're making them lazy because no longer back in the days, some of you guys probably remember this, when your father and your mother tells you got to work hard. Life is not easy. You have to work hard. If you want to have a good life, you need to work hard. You need to educate yourself. You need to learn a skill that pays good money. You need to do the right thing. You need to come to work on time. You need not to miss work. You need to be dependable, responsible. Now, take that, throw that out the window. What do we need? We need free stuff from the government. And the government loves it because they want you to be dependent on them so they could do things to you, so they could control your life, so they could tell you you can't glorify your Father in heaven. That's what they love to do. They love that you are dependent on them so they could control you. So again, they want to pretty much brainwash our children so they could get them to vote for them by offering them all this free stuff, by telling them that life, don't worry, you don't need to work hard no more. Because, we're going to give you stuff. If you can't pass the test, don't worry about it. We take the test out of the way. You don't need that. We give you free stuff. We pay your bills, right? To control you. And then they want them to vote for them. It's ridiculous. But here's the most hypocritical thing ever. You apparently need to be 21 years old in the state of Florida to buy a gun because you're not responsible enough. Apparently, you have to be 18 years old to join the military and die for your country. But, you got to be 16 to vote for the president of the United States. How did that make sense? We allow you to buy a gun at 21. You have to, at 16, you're not old enough to buy a gun, but you are old enough to vote for the president of the United States. At 16, you're not old enough to join the military, but you are old enough to vote for the president of the United States. It's hypocritical. Now, do I believe that a 16-year-old should have to, should go and buy a gun? Of course not. He's a kid. 16-year-old are kids. They're still in the learning process, right? It is up to us to teach them and educate them. But at the same time, I don't think that he should be able to vote neither because he's a kid. There's no reason why we need to involve our children into that stuff, right? And again, people will come here and argue with me. People will say, no, are you stopping them from doing things? Listen, there is seasons in life. And at 16, you're not in that season yet. At 16, you are in a different season. Your season right there is learning, educating yourself. So when you become an adult, you can make the right decision. You think I'm going to allow my 16-year-old, or you think I'm going to take counsel on security, on how to lead a country, on how to do big boy stuff for a 16-year-old? No, really not. It's silly. It's silly when you see this, oh, we are the young people. We are here to bring, security to the schools, and they come into Twitter, Facebook, and all that. And people say, you are so brave. Listen, you don't know anything about life. Really don't. Just because you went through an issue or a really bad situation in life does not make you an expert. We need experts to be able to make the right decision so our children are protected. And it is what it is. Some people don't like this opinion, but it is what it is. This is my opinion. This is my channel. But I'm going to tell you right now, 16-year-old to vote is ridiculous. And the reason why they're doing it is because they don't care about our children. And what they really want is to brainwash our children. What they really want is to take advantage of our children. They're essentially abusing our children. That's what they're doing because they want to pollute their small brain, their small life, their small experience that they have so far. They want to use that to make them do what they want. They want to take advantage of our children. That is very sad, if you ask me. Let me know what you think. I'm really curious to know. Put comments down below. And as always, God is in control.